Archaeolo-Jess has been the queen of farming since the hero rework. Today, though, we have a new challenger looking to take the crown. The new Clip's Nightmare questline rewards Clip, a new Outlander, and with it a new farming perk that on the surface appears to make her a prime contender to unseat our queen. I'm MediocreMilton, and in this video I'm going to settle this dispute and let you know if Jess retains her crown or if Clip begins her reign. If you do end up finding this video helpful, please click the like button and consider subscribing for more videos like this. Also, I do stream over on Twitch, link for that is down in the description below. Let's get started. First, let's take a look at the current farming champion, Archaelo-Jess. Archaelo-Jess has a standard perk of Strike Cost. It increases anti-material charge heavy attack efficiency by 28%. Her commander perk, Strike Cost Plus, increases anti-material charge heavy attack efficiency by 128%. Now at the bottom you'll see the anti-material charge is a class perk that all Outlanders possess. It costs 45 energy by default. And what it does is when you use it, it punches forward, destroying structures and harvesting their materials. It also can do damage to enemies. In this case, when we're using Archaelo-Jess, we're basically using her as a farming hero. And what you're trying to do is gather resources as fast as possible. So if you have her in your commander slot, instead of costing 45 energy per anti-material charge, it's only going to cost about 19. And if you have her in your support squad with any other Outlander as your commander, it's going to cost about 32 energy. So basically up to this point, she has been widely considered as the best farming hero in the game. The only contender up to this point was probably Fossil Southie, but Fossil Southie can only get 4 anti-material charges, while Archaeologists can get 6. So now let's take a look at her new opponent, Cassie Lipman, from our very own Homebase Armory. So here we have Cassie Lipman, the new Outlander, and her standard perk, High Caliber Harvest, is objects destroyed by anti-material charge have a 33% chance to drop additional ingredients. Her commander perk, High Caliber Harvest Plus, is objects destroyed by anti-material charge have a 100% chance to drop additional ingredients. So what this means is if you're using an Outlander, whether she's the commander or if you have her in your support, when you use anti-material charge, there's either a chance that you're going to get more ingredients, or if you have her as the commander, you're guaranteed to get more ingredients. Now, ingredients are planks or rough ore or nuts and bolts, mechanical parts, mineral powder, things like that when you're using anti-material charge in your farming. So what I did was I looked at her as the commander and I looked at her in support with Archaeologists as the main, and I tested her out in a forest zone in High Twine Peaks to see which one of them would produce the better results as commander. So let's go take a look real quick before we do that and see. I'll show you where you can get her if you're unfamiliar. To find how to get Clip, all you need to do is go to the quest tab, and it may or may not be showing up here depending on which quest you've been doing. We have other ones on here right now because we're in Fortnite Nightmares, so obviously you might have your main quest, but then you have dungeons. We have ventures going on right now, Fortnite Nightmares, the Door to Darkness, and then Clip's Nightmare. So if you click go in here, what you're going to see is there's a 3-page quest line. I did complete this. Each one of these quests can be completed in one mission. And on page 3, you're going to see that Clip is the reward at the end of it. So that's how you get her. It's pretty simple. It should only take about 9 missions, and it should only take a couple hours to get her. So now let's head over and take a look at some footage of both Archaelo-Jess and Clip in action, so we can compare the two of them to see which one is actually the better farmer. So here we have Archaelo-Jess. She probably looks familiar to most of you. If not, she's an Outlander. And what we're doing here is I'm walking around the map and I'm farming. And basically what we're going to do is this is typically how you would farm if you're in a mission. Now, obviously I'm doing this in private. Don't do this in public missions, or do it in a resupply mission where it's actually the goal of the mission. And what you're going to see here is pretty quickly she's able to break things, obviously, because she has anti-material charge. And if you look in the bottom left corner, you're going to see that her energy, while it's going down, it is coming back pretty quickly. And that's because I have Fossil Southie in support. So when we're done looking at both the heroes, I'll show you the loadout I used. I used the same loadout for both of them. And here you can see that she can punch a total of 6 times before completely depleting her energy. Now that's important because when we take a look at Clip, you're going to see that the amount of times she can punch is actually far less. And that really affects which one of these heroes produces the better results in terms of farming. So now that we've looked at her, let's go take a look at Clip in the same mission. So here's Clip as the commander, and we have Archaeologists in support. And like I said, after we're out of here, I'm going to show you the hero loadouts that I have for each one of the heroes. And what ends up being, it's the same hero loadout basically, except they're flip-flop between being in the commander role and the support role. So one thing you're going to notice here is as she's punching, she gets far fewer anti-material charges than Archaelo-Jess. So what ends up happening, and from what I did, so basically what I did was I walked into the mission, and what I did is I punched 100 trees and 100 rocks with both her as commander and then Archaelo-Jess as commander. And what I found was Having Archaeolo-Jess gives you a lot more uptime on anti-material charge because you get 6, as I showed before. Now, with Clip in the commander role, you're going to get far fewer uptime. So what ends up happening is you spend a lot of time either searching or hitting things with your pickaxe. So here you can see I'm going to let the energy bar get up to 100, and we're going to see how many anti-material charges she gets. So it's at 100. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3, and she has almost no energy left. And then we have to wait for it to come back. So basically, if you look at Archaeolo-Jess, she gets 6 anti-material charges before her energy depletes, with Fossil Southie in support and Blast from Past as the team perk. And with the same loadout, except having Clip in support, Archaeolo-Jess in support, and having Clip as commander with Archaeolo-Jess in support and Blast from the Past with Fossil Southie, she only gets 3 anti-material charges. So what ends up happening is, if you look at the math, you're going to think, oh, well, she gets 100% extra resources as the commander, while Archaeolo-Jess is only going to get 33% if Clip's in her support squad. And the math, basically on math, the paper should show that you're going to end up getting more resources, even though you're only getting 3 punches instead of 6. But the funny thing was, after doing the test where I punched 100 trees and 100 rocks with each one of the heroes in the commander role in this zone, it ended up showing some pretty interesting data. So let's go take a look at that right now. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. On the left side, we have Archaeolo-Jess as commander, team perk Blast from the Past, and in support, we have Clip, Prehistoric Iza, Fossil Southie, Crossbones Barrett, and Fleetfoot Ken. The primary support players we're worried about are Clip, Fossil Southie, and then for the other dino here, I picked Prehistoric Iza. You can pick anyone you want. Crossbone Barrett and Fleetfoot Ken really didn't play much of a role in this, but this is the normal loadout I would use for a resupply mission. On the right side, we have Clip, team perk Blast from the Past, and then we have Archaeolo-Jess, Prehistoric Iza, Fossil Southie, Crossbones Barrett, and Fleetfoot Ken. So as you can see, the 2 hero loadouts are exactly the same. The only difference is the commander is either in the commander spot or in the support slot, depending on which one is the commander. So now let's take a look at how these 2 fared against one another in their farming challenge. Here's the results of our showdown. What I did for this challenge was I put each one of these commanders to the test of punching 100 trees and 100 rocks using anti-material charge in a high Twine Peaks mission in a forest. On the left side, you're going to see Archaeolo-Jess's results, and on the right side, you're going to see Clip's results. 100 anti-material charge punches to trees produced 329 planks and 91 twine for Archaeolo-Jess, while it produced 473 planks and 124 twine for Clip. For the rocks, 100 rocks produced 233 rough ore and 59 mineral powder for Archaeolo-Jess, and 339 rough ore and 94 mineral powder for Clip. So looking at this at first glance, you probably think to yourself, wow, Clip has now usurped Archaeolo-Jess and taken over the role as the queen of farming, but not so fast. What we need to do is actually consider how long it takes these 2 heroes to farm this amount of resources. So let's take a look at that right now. I mentioned earlier that Archaeolo-Jess can get 6 anti-material charge punches for each bar of energy, while Clip can only get 3 before their energy bars are depleted and have to be recharged. What this results in is Archaeolo-Jess can farm at twice the rate of Clip, or you could say that Clip can farm at half the rate as Archaeolo-Jess using anti-material charge. Now, obviously, this is important because it's not the number of trees that you're breaking, it's the rate at which you're farming to see which resources you're getting. So for a fair comparison, you could either take half the number for Clip or double for Archaeolo-Jess. It was easier for me to just double Archaeolo-Jess. It's the same comparison. And what you're going to see here is in the same amount of time, Archaeolo-Jess could AMC 200 trees and 200 rocks because she can do 6 in a row rather than 3. So what that would result in is the same resources that she produced for the first 100 would actually give her 658 planks and 182 twine, which far exceeds Clip's farming rate. And for rocks, it will be 466 rough ore and 118 mineral powder, again exceeding Clip's farming rate. At first glance, these results might seem a bit strange, but upon further inspection, they make perfect sense. Clip grants extra ingredients 100% of the time as commander and 33% in support. This is a 3-to-1 ratio. Archaeolo-Jess, on the other hand, provides 128% heavy attack efficiency for anti-material charge as commander and 28% in support. This is a 4.6-to-1 ratio. This means that over a large sample size, Archaeolo-Jess should win out more often than not. What's interesting is that most heroes have a 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 ratio between their commander perk and standard perk, but Archaeolo-Jess has a 4.6-to-1. If you look at base Kyle, he provides 84% extra health to structures covered by base as commander and 28% in support. Shouldn't Archaeolo-Jess have the same 84% and 28%? Well, for now she doesn't, so my recommendation is to keep using Archaeolo-Jess as your commander for farming, but to make sure to include Clip in your support team. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, please click the like button and consider subscribing. Also, I do stream over on Twitch, link down in the description. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.